I'm gonna remind people to never come for Brooklyn Quarter Me.
Be very careful around that man.
I think I owe you an apology.
I want you to seduce someone. I am left with no other option but to petition for full custody.
For once, law's gonna be on my side.
General Hospital latest update. Drama erupts as Michael questions Willow's Germany trip, revealing lies that could tip the custody case. In a heart-wrenching twist, Lucky stuns Laura with news he's leaving Port Charles. Tensions rise in court, revenge brews at the boathouse, and new schemes take shape in this can't-miss episode. Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. After watching these videos, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Michael questions Willow's trip to Germany, and Lucky breaks the news to Laura he's leaving. Today on General Hospital, Willow and Michael's case is in the hands of the judge. Martin returns with a surprise, and Tracy advises Brooke Lynn against her latest plan. Tracy finds Brooke Lynn by the boathouse, having just seen Marco depart. Tracy wonders if she's suing someone. Brooke Lynn rants that she'd love to sue her mother and her other grandmother. She's always tried to be good and honest like her mother and grandmother, and look where that's gotten her. Tracy says now that she knows they aren't perfect, she doesn't have to try to live up to that expectation. Brooke Lynn fumes that she wants to show people they can't mess with her and get away with it. Tracy asks, like Lulu. Tracy says she loves seeing this strength in her, but it also comes at a cost. She says her conflict with her father left her with a lot of regrets. She tells Brooke Lynn it's amazing to find the love of your life, as she has in Chase, and she should focus on her family. She tells Brooke Lynn she is surrounded by good people who love her, so think about that before she puts her energy towards revenge. Ava and Trina catch up. At Ava's gallery, she is planning a huge event, but Trina thought they were watching their spending. Ava says those days are over, and Ava Jerome is back. She claims she refinanced her second mortgage, and Jen Sidwell has made several large purchases. She thanks Trina for being a big part of helping her get through. Trina says she's always here for her, except for tomorrow. She's going with Kai to the hospital to see his scans. She brings up how Kai is getting closer to Drew, which doesn't sit well with her. Ava suggests that both she and Kai be careful around that man. Ava says the congressman can be very cunning. Trina knows what Drew's capable of, and she's doing this for Kai's sake. Ava thinks her mom probably feels the same way, having to deal with Drew at the hospital. Trina notes her mom has been stressed lately. Trina tells Ava about her grandpa Marshall visiting and meeting Kai, and how there was this vibe between their parents, and she feels there is something more happening. Ava tells her not to worry, as all relationships go through phases. Trina is sure she's making a big deal out of nothing. Their talk turns to Rick, and Trina's noted Ava has spent a lot of time with him. Ava says he's a good man to have around professionally and personally. Ava is happy, which Trina's glad to hear. However, she wonders if Rick is the right guy, as she knows his reputation, and she just wants Rick to be worthy of Ava. Christina has a job for Cody. At the Metro Court pool, Christina asks Cody to seduce someone, Ava. Cody asks why her. He thought Ava was seeing Rick. Christina says she is, and she wants Rick to see how horrible Ava is. She's not looking out for Rick, but for Molly, who hates that her dad is dating Ava. Christina says Ava is the reason she and Molly lost their baby, and is the reason her brother Morgan is dead, so this would be a good thing he'd be doing. She offers to make it worth his while. Cody understands she's looking for Molly, but Ava has a reputation. He's not sure he wants to get mixed up with her. Christina says she'll make it worth his time, but Cody says she needs to prove it and offer him cash up front. Martin returns with a story. Martin drops by to surprise Laura at her office. She asks why he didn't tell her that he was back. He couldn't look her in the face as he lied to her. He reminds her how he called her a while back, saying he had straightened out things with his ex, but that was a lie. He was thrown in jail for the evening, and used his one call to phone her. He explains that all his wives got together to take everything from him. Martin reveals he's broke. He can't afford his room in the Metro Court and asks if he could stay with her. Laura says he can, as she has the room, seeing that Lulu has moved out, and Lucky is spending all his time at Elizabeth's. Martin thanks her, and they embrace. He promises to make a full financial recovery, and Tracy Quartermain will pay for it. Laura says he should steer clear of Tracy right now as she's had a lot of upheaval in her life lately. She is allowing him into her home, but she won't tolerate him breaking the law to get back at Tracy. Martin assures her that this time, the law is on his side. Lucky offers a goodbye gift. At the hospital, Lucky finds Isaiah, who asks what brings his friend here. Lucky is here to repay a debt. He gives him the deed to a cabin on the lake that his dad built. Lucky reveals he's leaving Port Charles. Lucky tells Isaiah what went down with his failed proposal, and this is all for the best. He says Isaiah saved Lulu's life, so he wants him to have this land. Isaiah points out that Lucky's also saved him from Sidwell and renewed his passion for medicine. He thinks they are even. They embrace, and Lucky says he has to take off. Isaiah wishes him luck. Portia gives Kai a heads up. Kai drops by Portia's office to talk to her about the congressman. He also wants to apologize, as he shouldn't have been going on about Drew at the party her family invited him to. She says she knows Drew has been very good to him. Kai doesn't see how Drew, who has been good to him, doesn't get along with her and her family. He knows there was an issue with Aurora between Curtis and Drew, but is there something else he's not seeing? Portia tells Kai that Drew and Curtis used to be friends, but once Drew came out of Peshenville, he had changed. He had become opportunistic and a user, so they are all concerned about his relationship with Drew. She warns him just to be aware of the kind of man Drew really is, and he's capable of exploiting Kai if it serves him. Kai thanks her, and she's given him a lot to think about and understands now why Trina doesn't trust Drew. Portia tells him that Drew doesn't need to be an issue for him and Trina if they just focus on themselves. It's up to the judge now. In court, Diane asks Willow if being with Drew means more to her than being with her children. Willow says Michael asked her the same thing, and it felt like Michael was saying he would give her access to her children if Drew wasn't in the picture. She calls that controlling, and she shouldn't have to choose. Diane asks about her relationship with Drew and how it began. Willow doesn't understand what her feelings for Drew have to do with her ability to be a good mother. Diane brings up the fact that she and Drew had sex on the floor of her children's nursery, where the children could have walked in on them. Willow explains that wasn't planned, and Drew's ex Sam had just died. Diane argues she was putting Drew's needs above her children at that point. Diane also brings up Willow barring Michael's family from access to him when he was at GeneralHospital, and asks what helped her decide that course of action. Willow admits that Drew helped her see that it was the only way to get her kids back. Next, Diane brings up the trip to DC, and Willow explains they thought it was a great way for Wiley to see their government in action. Diane then mentions Michael going to Germany for the best treatment possible, which Willow states she saw as him abandoning their children rather than staying closer at Johns Hopkins. When Michael was in Germany, Diane mentions that it was then that Willow and Drew moved the children into Drew's house. Diane asks if the children have ever expressed an interest in moving back to their home, and Willow says they have. Rick questions Willow, and she brings up getting along with Michael and the kids last night while visiting the new baby, and she hoped they could work things out. However, this morning, Michael came at her with animosity and said there was no compromise with Drew in the picture. She admits she made mistakes, and she may not have been the best wife, but it doesn't mean she doesn't love her children. Rick points out that for the past several months, she's been her children's only parent. Willow adds that Drew helped her make a home for them, and the fact is, she is their mother, and they belong with her. The judge says she is adjourning court and they'll be notified when she reaches a verdict, which will be made in the best interests of the children. Willow tells Nina and Drew that she tried. They tell her that she was great. Meanwhile, Diane tells Carly and Michael now they wait. The show's final moments. At the pool, Cody tells Christina they don't know if Ava will even bite, and it will cost her $1,000 in cash for him to even try to see if Ava is interested. Christina says he has a deal and hands him the pair of glasses Ava left behind. She says this can be his way of reconnecting with her. Lucky drops by his mother's office. She jokes that he never comes to visit her. He looks at her and says he's sorry. She knows immediately that he's leaving again. In her office, Portia calls Nina and leaves a frantic message. She needs to find Jacinda. Portia throws her phone across the room just as Isaiah appears. At the Q's boathouse, Brooklyn thanks her granny for the warning. She tells her not to look at what she's doing as revenge, but doing what's right and just. Michael and Carly return to the hospital. Michael is still confused about Willow visiting him in Germany, and asks if she's sure she went. Carly says Jason was the one who convinced her to go. Michael wonders why he was never told she was there. Outside the courtroom, Willow tells Nina that she can't believe Michael lied about what Wiley said. She knows Drew would never say those things about her son. In court, Drew tells Rick that because of Wiley, he's sure Willow is going to win custody of those kids. On the next General Hospital, Kai tells Trina he overheard something he wasn't supposed to hear. Isaiah suggests that Portia take a step back. Martin has a warning for Tracy that she may soon need his services. Michael tells his mother that he's taking Amelia and Wiley and leaving the country. Thanks for watching, General Hospital fans. If you're loving the drama in Port Charles, smash that like button, drop your theories in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. More explosive updates are coming soon.